the addition of A.J. Brown is going to lead to somebody else on the. Is it Dallas Goedert? Could Dallas Goedert get into a how about this? Let me ask you this. Showtime. That's kind of where I'm going. Randall, Cam Jurgens. I got a topic for Cam Jurgens. I'm gonna hit that here in a minute. Showtime. Interesting you should say that. Guys, do you think Dallas Goedert has the potential to be a Kittle, a Travis Kelce? You think he has a chance to be that kind of guy? Welcome aboard. I hope everybody had a spectacular Memorial Day weekend. Hey, man, one of the most important weekends of the year for me is Memorial Day weekend, okay? The men and women that have served our great country. We lost our loved one, okay? We lost our loved one to war. I posted a picture of his flag. And I will tell you this, it means a lot. He was my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, David. And I will tell you this, it means a lot. And you know what we do? We remember him with good thoughts, good memories. Paul asked me if I watch Patton. Of course I watch Patton. Da, 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 da. Of course I watch Patton. Again, hopefully everybody understood what the Memorial Day weekend was all about. So we hope you had a spectacular one, and thank you so much for coming aboard. I always start out here with this. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for coming aboard. God, do we have a lot to hit on here today. We have an absolute ton to hit on here today, and we so look forward to talking with you here. God, man, the sports world is just filled right now. And as we're getting ready for OTAs for the Eagles, other teams are getting ready for OTAs. Make no mistake about it, man. We are just absolutely filled here today. Gary Cobb will join us in hour number 2 at 4:30 Eastern time, and we'll get into the Eagles with him from Fox 29 in Philadelphia. All right. Guess what, folks? You got the ear of the Cowboys. The Cowboys are paying attention to the Philadelphia Eagles. Why do I say this? Dak Prescott was asked the question, the quarterback of the Cowboys. Okay? Hey, what do you make of the upcoming 2022 season? You know what he says? We haven't taken a step backwards. I don't care what anybody says. We're going to prove all the doubters wrong. Really? Man, when you have great confidence and you have great confidence in your teammates and you have great confidence in what's going on with your organization, you know what? You don't make statements like that. You don't have to. You just go out and pay rent in September. The Cowboys are trying to win the public relations battle once again in the offseason, which they're notoriously known for. Yeah, we got a Super Bowl roster, a Super Bowl quarterback. Man, we haven't taken steps back. It's funny you have only won 3 playoff games in 25 years. And there's the Eagles flying under the radar, not saying shit. Not pumping their chest, letting everybody else, like guys like me and other folks, pump their chest. This is awesome, man. Guys, you have the Cowboys right now where you want them. The Cowboys are fielding questions because we all know this. The Cowboy roster is not the same as it was a year ago. It's just not the same. And the Eagles have upgraded. They're a year more experienced. The quarterback is taking a ton of shit in The media. I mean, look, the Chris Silz stuff, hopefully we're able to catch up with Silz this week. I text Chris. I want to get his thoughts. By the way, he's going to release the rest of his top 40 quarterbacks in the NFL. That's why maybe he has to wait a week to come on. So we'll wait and see how he wants to play it. But Chris has been on at least twice already on this show. So we'll catch up with him. But you've got the Cowboys where you want them. Dude, they know you're right over their shoulder. This is spectacular. I saw this, and I saw Dak Prescott answering questions, man. Dude, William, he is delusional. Jerry has been delusional for guess what? 25 years and going. We have a Super Bowl roster. You know what he's telling you? I've built a Super Bowl team every year. We just can't get across the finish line. Well, it's coaching sometimes, and most of the time. Okay? Rico says have the best receiving core in the division. I would also say this. Okay? Okay? I would say this. Washington looks pretty decent too. Okay? Just keep it quiet, guys. Just keep it quiet. Okay? You got him. You got him. You got him. I love how Dak's handling it too. Okay? He's just going out there. No, we're not. We haven't taken a step back. No. We got a really good football team. We're going to be more. And you're like, don't answer those questions. If I were the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you know what I would be saying? The same exact thing that Jalen Hurts is saying. Hey, I look forward to the opportunity to go out and see what we can do in the division this year. That's all you could say. Because you know what you want to do? You want to do something that shows confidence. And you know, have you ever heard Brady do that? Have you ever heard like the really great quarterbacks go, hey, we ever taken a step back? We're going to be great. What does Brady usually say to stuff like that? Hey, we're just going to try to go out and compete and see what we can do in the division and see what we can do in the conference. We're just going to go out and try to, do our best, and we'll see what happens. Because you know what you're trying to do? How about this? How many times do you hear this with the Cowboys? Overpromise, underdeliver. The Eagles are doing this, okay? They're doing the direct opposite of that. They're not overpromising anything. They're going to go out and let their play speak for itself. The Cowboys like to speak for their play. And then they have to speak for their failures. That's what makes the Cowboys the Kardashians of the NFL. If I had to pick a reality television show that resembled the Dallas Cowboys, hey, you want a soundbite, Xander? If I had to have a reality television show remind me of an NFL team, it's the Cowboys. They're the Kardashians of the NFL. They are the Kardashians. Not very much talent. I don't know what they do. They make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they're really not talented. Okay, they look good in that uniform. That's it. There's zero talent. Make a lot of money. A lot of people know who they are. End of the day, you have no talent. The Dallas Cowboys are the Kardashians of the NFL. Plain and simple. That's who they are, and that's who they'll always be as long as that owner owns that team. And you know I love the owner. But when you only have 3 playoff wins in 25 years, and you're always over-promising and under-delivering, and you hear your quarterback going like this, we haven't taken a step back. Really? You think losing Amari Cooper and losing Randy Gregory, guys in your O-line and some other dudes on your defense is not going to put you in a hole? Okay. The NFL's version of the Kardashians, the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations to you. Right? All right. Let me start it out here. Here's an Eagle topic for you. A lot of new additions. God, we have look at what I have for you guys today. Look at this. We're just filled, man. We are just filled. Who will be the biggest weapon for the Eagles in 2022? Just a game here. At the end of the 2022 season, who do you think will be the biggest star? I want to throw this at you here. Let me go over to this. Let me bring this up to you here. Here are the stars that are on the Philadelphia Eagles offense. The offensive stars: Dickerson, Kelce, Johnson, Goddard, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smtih. You notice I didn't put Jalen Hurts. He's not a star. Now, you may think, as of today, Jalen Hurts is not a star. He's not a star player. Hurts is not a star, dude. Flex, Hurts is not a star. So you're saying he is going to have a better season than Dickerson, Kelce, Johnson, Goddard, A.J. Brown, and Devonta Smtih. Okay? Today, on May 31st, Jalen Hurts is not an NFL star. Okay? He's a potential star. He's a potential star. But you wouldn't call Dickerson, Kelce, Lane Johnson, Dallas Goedert, just got a contract extension. A.J. Brown, just got $100 million. Devonta Smtih, first-round draft choice. These guys are stars. Jalen's not. Potentially he can be. Okay? Those are your offensive stars today, as of today. Now, look, by the end of the year, can that change? Absolutely. We all know that. Guys step up. You see new superstars rear their heads. We see that every year. Every year we see guys. All of us, nobody saw Cooper Kupp's year coming. Did anybody in their right mind at the beginning of last year, did anybody watching us right now, did anybody do this? Cooper Kupp's going to be the best wide receiver, and he's going to have a historic year this year for the Rams. Nobody said that. Hell, even with that year, you wouldn't consider him one of the top 3 wideouts in the NFL, but you would say that was one of the greatest years of all time. And now he's become a star. Right? Now he's become a star. Jalen can do that too. Jalen throws for 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns. He's going to be a star. But today he's not. Okay? Appreciate it. Malata says, A. Thomas. By the way, guys, okay, please hit the like button. We appreciate you guys coming aboard. I'm Eastside Monster. I'm talking on offense here. Who's going to be the offensive star? Okay? Who's going to be the offensive star this year for the Eagles? That's the addition of A.J. Brown is going to lead to somebody else on the – is it Dallas Goedert? Could Dallas Goedert get into how about this? Let me ask you this. Showtime. That's kind of where I'm going. Randall, Cam Jurgens, I got a topic for Cam Jurgens. I'm going to hit that here in a minute. Showtime. Interesting you should say that. Guys, do you think Dallas Goedert has the potential to be a Kittle, a Travis Kelce? You think he has a chance to be that kind of guy? You think he has a chance to get into that conversation where we can see a guy like that elevate his game? There's a reason that the Eagles gave that dude a contract extension because they see the potential. There's also a reason that they moved Zach Ertz because they see the potential. Okay? Charles, it does depend on Jalen. But I would say this, Charles. Having a guy like A.J. Brown, I'm going to make this point to you. I think A.J. Brown, his significance is going to be this. He's the main dude. You're going to double him. If I was a defensive coordinator, I would start the first 4 games of the year, and I would isolate him more. You know they're going to try to get him the football as much as they possibly can. They're going to target him as much as they possibly can. Wouldn't you, if you're Nick Sirianni, prepare your second and your third option to have a great year? You've got to be relying on option 2 and option 3 because that guy, I'm not saying that AJ can't be that guy. Go out, get 1,100 yards. Dude, if A.J. Brown has 1,100 yards and 88 catches, somebody else on that team, I think, may have a bigger year. Okay? May have a bigger year. But what do you Smile says he has average hands. Rico basically echoing that. John says, yeah, he's better in yak. He's not as fast or dynamic as Kelsey or Kittle. Alan, how do you know that with the quarterback being still in the position of, trying to elevate his game? With a better quarterback, how do we know that, right? Again, we're talking about the elevation of Jalen's game too here. There's no question. I'm leaning to Goedert. And why would I lean to Goedert to be the Eagles' number 1 weapon in 2022 when everything is said and done? Why would I lean on that? Guys, why would I lean on that? Because your tight end position since 2000, and maybe even before that, has been the centerpiece of your offense for 22 years. It's not been the wideout. The only wideouts that have had significant time in this organization's history has been T.O., Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson, sure. But other than that, they have not. Deshaun Jackson's presence on the field opened up for Chad. Having somebody like Maclin opened it up for Zach. Okay? There's no question. Okay? There's no question that position has been a focal point for the Eagles in the entire time, almost that Jeffrey Lurie has owned the team. Because he will be single covered with a safe. That's Charles Xander. Charles. Right there. Charles. That's the key. Dallas Goedert, in my opinion, is going to be a Pro Bowler. He'll be single covered with a safety. Devonta is going to be covered with a corner. AJ is going to be covered with a corner and a safety. Goedert is either going to have a linebacker or safety on him. They've got to make that position the focal point of their offense. Their screen game has to be big. I'm expecting the number 1 weapon. And by the way, that doesn't diminish. Hey, if A.J. Brown has 980 yards and he's got 78 catches and Dallas Goedert's got 100 catches and he's got 1,200 yards, don't you think that Travis Kelce benefited by having a guy like Tyreek Hill on the field? Okay? I mean, that to me is going to be significant. I thought about this question. I go, how many stars do you really think that the Eagles have on that offense? Who's going to be their major guy by everything's said and done? Plus, he's a safety valve on the seam, block and release. Dude, if they can make their approach this year, if Jalen can find him, they may have the best offense in the NFC East this year if they make Dallas Goedert their number one go-to guy. Am I wrong? Okay? This has been a position of success. Would you say this? What's his name? Chad Lewis? Would you say this? That Chad Lewis, Zach Ertz, these guys have been pretty good ball players. Right? These guys have been damn good ball players. These guys have actually been the dudes that took you to 2 Super Bowls. Wasn't really the wideouts. Those 2 dudes in that position kind of took you there, didn't it? See, to me, one above all, I think this kid has a chance to be like Kittle in San Francisco. I think Dallas Goedert can be like Kittle. I don't think he has the same hands that Travis Kelce has, and I think Kelce's better in space. Somebody brought up Cam Jurgens. Who brought up Cam Jurgens earlier? Who brought up Cam Jurgens? Was it you, Randall? By the way, Randall, somebody said something to me earlier. You went on one of the earlier shows. I think it was Sports Take. I'm glad that you're here, and we appreciate you coming here, man. I know that you had a loss in your family, and I hope you being here is all good too. So we appreciate you being here. You tell me how they're going to do. Mac, appreciate you coming aboard. Thank you so much. Guys, please hit the like button here. What is exactly the plan for Jason Kelce in 2022 for the Eagles? Are they going to play Cam Jurgens? Are they going to give him time? Is Jason Kelce going to be a guy that's going to split time with Cam? How are they going to do this? Are they just going to have him sit back and watch? To me, what I would be doing, I'm not saying that I'm taking snaps away from Jason Kelce. But what I am saying is this. Okay, I mean, I'd like to get the kid some snaps. So what exactly is the plan? Are they going to, I'm not saying start the guy, but to me, I want the guy to get some playing time. Okay? Okay? That's good to hear, Birdman. So does Xander says it's clear too. So some of you guys may be struggling a little bit. We appreciate it, though. Thank you so much, Birdman, for clearing it up for us there. How'd you play Cam Jurgens this year? Knowing that this is Jason Kelce's final season, how would you play Jason Kelce? Guy made the Pro Bowl last year. Remember that. Okay. Right tackle? No. How would you play him? Give him reps in preseason games? Okay. Randall, that's some of you are struggling with your stream today, so it's not us. Play him in junk time? I don't want to play him in junk time. I want to play him in critical time. I want to get him reps. How do you do that? How do you give Cam Jurgens, knowing full well, I want him to have some reps. And by the way, without disrespecting Jason Kelce, okay? And I'm not going to play him at guard. I'm not going to put him in a position to fail. You start playing him at guard and he starts getting killed, I don't want to confuse the kid. I want him to be under the tutelage of Jason Kelce, who's going to Canton. By the way, something really cool on my Twitter. Those of you not following me, the Hall of Fame just started following me today. The Pro Football Hall of Fame just started following me on my Twitter at Dan Sileo Show. Jones says where he can learn from Jason. Put him at right guard. Man Down says, do we have a replacement for Brooks? Dickerson played guard. his best chance at start is at right guard. Otherwise, he'll be Kelsey's backup. That's a tough one. Someone asked me, Silz, how do you get Cam Jurgens in? Dickerson was center, and they moved him to the left side. Yeah, but Paul, Dickerson's an enormous man. He can handle that with his size. Jurgens isn't the biggest dude. He's kind of built in the same light as Jason Kelsey. 6'2 and a half, 6'3". Are you really going to take a guy out who's 6'6" and move him over to the right guard position? I think Seumalo is going to win that thing hands down. From what everyone's saying, he's a gargantuan man. They love his ability. And I think Seumalo is going to win that thing. And it's not going to be close. And you're going to have, by the way, did you see what Pro Football Focus did? Pro Football Focus has said that the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is the number one offensive line in pro football as of May 31st. NJ Fishing Maniac. Split reps. Eastside Monster. How do you do that, though, when you're tied in a game in the second quarter? Paul says Seumalo might be traded. No, I'm not trading a guy when I have an open position at guard. And I'm looking at the right guard position, and I think he could be my guy. I mean, you're going to go like this. Watch this. You're going to be going like 6'5", 6'6", 6'3", 6'6", 6'8". Across that old line? Holy cow. Jalen Hurts is going to have to go back to a 9-step drop just to see over those dudes. That is an enormous offensive line. I mean, you're talking about not only it being, you know what's really incredible about this offensive line? The depth. Seumalo's going to step right into right offensive guard. You got a guy who right now we're talking about taking over for a Hall of Famer. The one thing that the Philadelphia Eagles have done, which is remarkable, that the Giants haven't done for 7 years. You guys have had an O-line in Philadelphia since 2000. It has been the benchmark of your franchise. Do you know how hard it is to find 5 guys? Most people have 3 guys in their O-line. What you have done with Howie Roseman and his talent evaluators by having that setup like that is unbelievable. It's not great. It's unbelievable. I say developing an O-line in today's NFL, okay, today's NFL is just as hard as developing a quarterback. Finding 5 guys, that's why you don't see them on the open market. You don't see them on the open market as much as you have in the past. Okay? It's insane. I saw Pro Football Focus, and it was like, dude, number 1. The Bucs are up there, the Packers are up there, the Browns are up there. But the grade that the Eagles have, and it's right, the best O-line in pro football. Dude, that is some statement. You know what? Watch this. What would you rather have, the number 1 O-line or the number 1 defensive line? You give me that number 1 O-line any day. Any day. Any day, man. I'm going to tell you how we're going to use Kelsey. We'll do that. We got a whole boatload of stuff, too. Oh, my God. By the way, I want to say this to you about something about Nick Foles. And I'm going to say this to you about Nick Foles. I want to hit on Nick Foles. I talked to Frank Reich. He's on vacation with his family, and they're really happy to have Nick Foles in Indianapolis. I want to tell you what he told me that nobody knows, okay? So we're going to hit on that. Please hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.